Welcome back to the Cruise Ship Safety and Security channel. I'm Shelby, your Chief Officer Safety. So far, we've covered what the CVSSA is, where it came from, and how it changed ship design. But design is only half the story. Because even the strongest door or the highest rail means nothing if the crew behind it don't know how to respond when something goes wrong. Today we're talking about security management, crew training, and crime scene preservation, the human backbone of compliance. Every piece of technology on board, from the cameras to the locks, relies on trained people who know how to use it. CVSSA recognized that the weakest link in maritime security was often not the equipment, but the human response after an incident. So Congress made sure the law included clear training standards, and for the first time, cruise line security became a professional discipline with certified education, not just on-the-job learning. Under Section 3508, the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, and in consultation with the FBI and Maritime Administration, MARAD, had to develop a model training curriculum. That curriculum covers recognizing and preventing crime at sea, techniques for evidence preservation, procedures for reporting incidents to U.S. law enforcement, and awareness of victim care and confidentiality. Within 2 years of those standards being published, no cruise ship could enter a U.S. port with American passengers on board unless at least one crew member held that certification. Though in practice, most lines trained their entire security team. The Maritime Administration maintains the list of approved training providers. Courses must meet FBI evidence handling standards and practical scenario-based learning. Think of it like STCW, but focused on law enforcement. The goal: make sure every ship has at least one person who knows how to respond like a first responder, not a bystander. Training doesn't stop with the security department. Under CVSSA, cruise companies are expected to ensure key hotel, deck, and medical personnel understand the basics of evidence protection and victim support. Because the first person a victim might approach isn't security, it might be a bar steward, a nurse, or even the OOW on watch. So we train everyone to recognize, respond, and refer, the 3 R's of onboard security awareness. Most cruise lines now operate an integrated security management system, a digital hub linking CCTV, access logs, and incident reports. Every incident, from a missing guest to a lost keycard, is logged, categorized, and time-stamped. That data helps build a case if something serious happens, and demonstrates due diligence to the Coast Guard and FBI. Documentation is everything. Every crime scene starts the same way: confusion. Someone shouts for help, a radio crackles, emotions run high. That's where training takes over. Crew must secure the area, protect evidence, and reassure victims, calmly and respectfully. Step 1. Secure and isolate. Step 2. Call the ship security officer or designated person ashore. Step 3. Start documenting everything: names, times, locations, witnesses. Evidence can be fragile: fingerprints, fibers, fluids, digital logs. Under CVSSA, crew are trained to avoid disturbing potential evidence unless absolutely necessary for safety or first aid. No cleaning, no rearranging, no photographs for gossip. Just control the area and wait for law enforcement or the ship's certified investigator. Even something as simple as replacing a bedsheet could destroy a case. When evidence is collected, it's sealed, labeled, and entered into an evidence log, a legal record showing who handled it, when, and why. This chain of custody must stay unbroken from ship to shore. The FBI or Coast Guard will ask for those logs. If they're incomplete, the case may collapse. That's why CVSSA made documentation a legal requirement, not just good practice. The ship security officer, or SSO, coordinates the response. They decide when to inform the master, isolate CCTV footage, and contact shoreside authorities. Every SSO now follows a structured flow chart: confirm incident type, protect life and evidence, report to U.S. authorities if the voyage connects to a U.S. port, and document actions minute by minute. This turns chaos into control. Medical teams have a unique responsibility. They're often the first safe space for victims, especially in sexual assault cases. Under CVSSA, ships must carry sexual assault forensic exam kits and either have trained medical staff or a protocol for connecting to a shore-based, sane, safe facility. Privacy is critical. Medical staff must never share details with the cruise line's commercial departments. Only law enforcement and the victim's chosen contacts. Trust starts with confidentiality. If a crime involves a U.S. citizen or a ship disembarking in the U.S., it must be reported to the FBI and Coast Guard immediately. The captain or SSO sends an initial incident report, preserves all evidence, and waits for guidance on whether the FBI will board or request remote interviews. Sometimes the handover happens at the next port. Sometimes agents meet the ship at sea by helicopter. Either way, CVSSA ensures a consistent legal trail. Just as we drill for fire or abandoned ship, we now drill for security incidents. Scenarios might include theft, assault, missing persons, or suspicious packages. These drills build confidence. The more often you rehearse, the calmer and more professional your real response will be. And they're not just tick-box exercises, they're mandatory under CVSSA's training requirements. CVSSA also encouraged a culture change. Silence helps no one, and fear of bad publicity once stopped crew from speaking up. Now, most cruise lines maintain anonymous reporting systems, welfare support, and open communication with shore security departments. If you see something wrong, report it. That's not disloyalty, that's professionalism. Safety is everyone's responsibility. When the U.S. Coast Guard boards a ship, they don't just measure railings, they check training records. They'll ask, "Who is your certified evidence preservation officer? When was your last drill? Show me the crime scene kit and documentation." These checks prove that training isn't optional, it's law. Fail an audit, and the vessel could lose clearance to embark in U.S. ports. Several high-profile cases have shown both sides of the story, when training worked and when it wasn't. In one case, a cabin steward recognized signs of distress, reported immediately, and preserved evidence that led to a conviction. In another, an untrained cleaner tidied the cabin before security arrived, and vital DNA evidence was lost forever. The difference wasn't luck, it was training. That's what CVSSA set out to change. Let's recap. 1. CVSSA Section 3508 created mandatory crew training standards. 2. At least one certified crew member must be on board for every U.S.-connected voyage. 3. Training covers crime recognition, evidence preservation, reporting, and victim care. 4. Medical staff must protect privacy and maintain forensic capability. 5. Documentation and chain of custody are essential. 6. Drills and audits keep the system sharp. 7. And most importantly, a culture of safety depends on every crew member taking responsibility. Equipment keeps us compliant, people keep us safe. In our next module, we'll step into the medical side of CVSSA, how ships care for victims and deliver forensic support under pressure. If you found this training useful, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss Module 6, Medical Response and Victim Care. And if you work at sea, share this video with your team. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's protection. I'm Chief Officer Safety, Shelby. And remember, the first responder might be you. Stay calm, stay professional, and stay safe out there.